Now we're going to do the final in our behind the scenes look at the 3 W's of website building platforms. And this is a WordPress.org behind the scenes look, but it is a very quick look because you cannot do full justice to WordPress.org in the space of about 20 minutes that I do for these videos. So the process here is to just give you a bit of an introduction, and it's the last in the series. We've looked behind the scenes at Wix, at Weebly, at WordPress.com, and now WordPress.org. So we're going to actually look behind the scenes of the Dynamic Online Service website, built on Bethemes, Bethemes. It's hosted at a fairly cheap hosting account. Bethemes cost around about $100 and something Australian, so it is a fairly substantial theme. It is not a free theme because there were lots of bells and whistles I wanted to add. So if you want to have a look at it, you just go to dynamiconlineservice.com and have a look around. So this is basically what the front end looks like. So this is what people who come to the site will see. And this is what behind the scenes looks like. So if you looked at our WordPress.com videos, you will have seen that this sort of dashboard look is reasonably familiar, but of course it's much bigger, much bigger. There's things like the dashboard, pages, posts, media. None of those are common. Plugins wasn't there. Users was there. Tools I don't think was there. Settings were there, and that's pretty much about it. So that is the beauty of a WordPress.com versus a WordPress.org. You actually add in various other functionalities that you like. This site has, Jetpack will come with every WordPress. Live site is to do with the Bethemes theme. So you've got your WordPress baseline software installation, then you've got your theme sitting on top of that, and then the theme will often pull in other little bits and pieces that comes bundled with the theme. So in this case, that's a function of the Betheme. This is a function of the Betheme. Portfolio is a function of the Betheme, but tends to be in pretty well most WordPress.org sites. Slides is a function of the Betheme. So is testimonials, but you can add testimonial widgets. Layouts, templates. It comes pre-bundled with contact forms. WooCommerce is a free shopping processor that I have added to this site. So if you go to this site and buy a product, that's what's running it. These are the products that are part of WooCommerce. The appearance is similar to the appearance theme that we were looking at before. So you've got the themes, the ability to customize the theme, the various widgets that are down on either the footer or sidebars, menus, the options that run the actual modifications of the theme, install plugins. So it's got a separate install plugin as well as a plugin section, which is unique to .org, and an editor section. Plugins is the other big functionality of .org over .com. So you've got your baseline WordPress software, you've got the theme sitting on top of it, and then you've got the various little plugins that you can add to give you extra functionality. Now, the aim is to have enough plugins to do what you want to do, but not too many that actually make the site start to crawl when people are trying to load it. So Akismet comes pretty well with every version of WordPress. Black Studio Tiny MCE widget is one I like to add because it gives me extra editing ability. Contact Form 7's used a lot. Contact Form by vCedar, that's what I use for people to be able to book online. Duplicate Post is there. It came as part of the theme, and it gives the ability to actually just copy a post, to clone a post, which is really handy when you're doing a lot of duplicate work. Some of these others, so force regenerate thumbnails, that's to do with passing information across to Facebook. Jetpack is pretty well here on every version of WordPress. There's lots of interesting things you can do with Jetpack and lots of things you don't necessarily want to do with it. Layer slider, that's Slider. This particular theme comes with 2 sliders, Layer Slider and Slider Revolution. I basically use Slider Revolution on the theme rather than Layer Slider. As you can see, it's deactivated, whereas this is activated. And why do I have 2 tiny? Oh no, Tiny MCE Advanced is additional functionality that sits on top of this. So, and then there's WooCommerce, and then there's Visual Composer, which is the page builder for a page builder for WordPress. It happens to be the page builder that B Themes came bundled with, and I don't mind Visual Composer. It's quite good. Each one will have their own likes and their own sort of common page builder. Divi uses its own. Avada uses its Fusion Builder. There are quite a few out there on the market, and I've actually got experience in quite a lot of them. So that's what gives the extra ability to do things. This is a fairly neat, not too many, not too little, plugin list. So if I wanted to add something new, I could go in and add it. Same with WordPress.org as WordPress.com. I can add an extra user, so I can add a user who's just an editor, or I can add a user who's got full admin privileges. Visual Composer is what is controlling this page builder. The settings are the same, pretty much the same as you saw on .com. Slider Revolution is what controls the settings for the slider. WooCommerce, as I said, that's the shopping cart, so any orders, coupons, reports, settings. Here's all the products that are listed. Testimonials is a separate little widget. Layouts is a separate little widget. Various templates. The other big thing about WordPress.org is that you do have to really keep it updated. As you can see here, updates 5. It's telling me there are 5 things on this site that are now out of date. So that is the sort of the downside of a WordPress.org. With that extra complexity comes the fact that you must keep on top of the software. I really need to update to WordPress 4.6.1. It's not running the most up-to-date one. Akismet and Jetpack, well, I'm going to ignore those because I've got them turned off, deactivated, but it's telling me Visual Composer has an update, so I really need to go and update that. It's telling me 2016 is a theme that's got an update. It's not the theme running this site, so that doesn't really matter to me, but it's telling me nonetheless. And if I go into plugins, it will also tell me, that's where we were a minute ago, it'll also tell me that Jetpack and Akismet and Visual Composer are the 3 plugins that need updating. Pages, and I am really not going to go into all the how to do a page and how to do a post, etc. today, because that is far too comprehensive with this. But as you can see, this particular site's got 35 pages. 21 are published and 14 are still in draft. With this theme, when I purchased it, it came with an extensive about 180 templates I could have chosen from. Sorry, not templates, demo sites that I could have chosen from, which are more than templates. They're actually fully fleshed out sites that basically you load in and then you just start changing images around and changing text around and maybe even moving occasional elements around. And it's still a fair bit of work because these are substantial sites. It took me the best part of probably a month to build this site, and then we're still fine-tuning it. As you can see, there's still quite a few draft pages, but because you're spending some money on a theme like this, it actually has a lot already done for you, and my policy is why reinvent the wheel. But as you can see, I'm already up to 35 pages in the site. I was going to show. Oh, that's what I was meant to say. If you go and have a look at, just Google B Themes, I think it's bthemes.com, and you can see all the various demo sites that they have. So that's why it's more expensive than, say, a $35 US theme. I think it was about $75 or so US, which comes out to a bit over $100. And then I also paid for the paid version of Slider Revolution rather than using the free version. And then on top of the pages, so the pages equate to basically what you can see here in the menu. along with some various other pages that are not that you get to via coming from another page. There is also the posts, and the posts is obviously where we put the information site, which is found in what's called light reading. And that's particular to WordPress. WordPress came from a blogging background, and this is the power of WordPress, that once you've got your baseline site set up with your pages, you then keep your content fresh and you keep it active for Google bots, the Google search engine bots, by regularly adding blogs. And as you can see, we've got here some blogs, when to do social media advertising. I've gone in and SEO, and I've gone in and put some draft blogs up because these are things that I've thought about. I thought, okay, so every time something comes to me in terms of thinking about what people might like to know, I can just pop in here and put a title in there, and go back later and flesh it out. So there's actually 2 pages of blogs. I've got 32 in there, 25 of them are in there, 18's published and 14 are in draft. Just quickly going to show you the beauty of a page builder by going into adding a new page. One of the really hard things when I first started using WordPress all those years ago was we didn't have all these page builders. You basically got the WordPress software and the theme software on top of it, and then you really had to know a fair bit of coding. Nowadays, you actually have page builders. So I can add an element. I need to do something before that. I can either add a pre-done template, I can add text blocks, I can add an element. So I need to go into add an element. I'm hesitating because I move in and out of various page builders all the time, and I have to reacquaint myself before I do. So we can add a row. Each of them handle things slightly differently. So we've added a row, but we might want to have that row be 2/3 and 1/3, or we might have it want to be 1/3, 1/3, whatever's left out of that, 2/3, or we might want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So automatically there's quite a lot we can do. We'll go back into something like a third, and then within that row I might want to put a text blocks in this one. Then I might want to put a text. So we've got a text box in that one. In this one, I might want to put an image. Lost it. Where is it? As you can see, there is quite a lot of, because I've got WooCommerce installed as well, it's giving me quite a lot of element options. Image, it must be just image gallery. And maybe in this one I might want to put a button. Yes, thank you, I did click on there. So I might want to put a button. So then I will go into each of these sections and I will start putting something here. It's already given me some placeholder text. Oops, thank you, go away button. It doesn't like me chopping and changing really fast. And I accidentally, doubled that up before I thought about it. Yes, I'm deleting it. So I can go in and I can edit the text, and it's already given me some, I'm a text block. It's already given me some little bit of stuff there, but I can go in and I could even add a photo in here if I wanted to. A lot of this is because I have some of those extra editing functions put in as plugins. I could add media, I can center it, I can left, right. I can actually do it as straight out code if I wanted to. Sometimes I do go into there depending on what I'm doing. I can highlight it, bold it, italic it, block quote it. I can link to some certain spots in it, so I might want to link to here and make a editable link out to somewhere else. I might want to go to that page. As you see, lots and lots of things you can do. I can make all of this text more than just a straight out paragraph text. I can make it header text or various sizes. So as you can see, it's very powerful, and save changes. And I might get to the stage and so I'll set it all up and think, oh no, I think I'd like this. Let's put this button. Let's put this button here, and let's put this image here. So see how easy it is to move things around. Now at this stage, all I have is a playing around on the back end, and nothing has changed on the front at all. Nothing is published. I could at this stage say, oh, I don't mind where I'm up with that. I could save it, so I could save it. I could, before I do anything, and it might not work because I haven't saved it as a draft. No, it works for this one. So let's go and have a look at it. No, okay, so there's the text and there's the button, and that's where the image is going. Okay, getting there. So you get a good chance to have a look at what you're doing. You can, on some of the page builders, work live to the page, so you can actually see it moving around as you change it. I don't like doing it that way when I'm designing like this. I prefer, and it's personal preference, it's just what I've been used to. So I tend to work on the back end and then preview it, and I won't publish it until I'm pretty close to how I want it to be. But even if I publish it and I don't add it to one of these menu items, it still can't be seen. So it gives me quite a lot of flexibility in terms of if I'm working on a client's live site, I can actually publish things so that they can actually see it, but generally people aren't going to see it. Now the other, I haven't actually got it installed on this, and this site isn't really quite finished, but normally on the sites I would have down the bottom of here, it would come up with a section which is all about SEO, where I can set quite a lot of SEO criteria so that this page gets picked up in certain ways by the search engine based on the things I say, or the settings I make down here. These are various options for Slider Revolution, various options for the page. So as you can see, it's already starting to get a little bit more well, it's not a little bit more complicated, it's a lot more complicated than on the WordPress.com sites we were looking at. Just to confound matters, this has Visual Composer in it, plus it has their B-Themes Muffin Group Muffin Builder, which is why I managed to confuse myself a minute ago, because I really should have been down here, where I can do all sorts of other things. So I could trash the whole lot of that and decide to go down here and build using various other sections within sections. And again, I'm not really going to go into that, because this Muffin Builder and even Visual Composer are quite specific to certain templates. They're not overall WordPress features, but things like various layouts. I can have a sidebar, various sidebars that are named. These all come as pre-set up already in the theme. I can have a second sidebar. I can have various slider revolutions or layer sliders. So as you can see, there is a lot to think about here. There's the inbuilt SEO as distinct from an SEO plugin. This is inbuilt, which is very basic. If all your developer's doing is doing the site titles, the site descriptions, and the keywords, then that's not SEO, not by today's standards. So yeah, I can go and have a look at the front end from here. I don't tend to do that very much. I tend to go and have a look at the front end by the way I did it before. I can possibly even, must admit I never used that one, so I'm not quite sure where it's going. I probably have some ability to actually go, no I don't, I can't move things around here on the front end, but certain of them you can, so, and that's evolving all the time. Divi 3 has just been released, and it has a full front end builder that you can actually do from behind the scenes. So that's just a really, really quick, really super quick look behind the scenes at WordPress.org. The next in the sequence of webinars will be to actually cut down and do a Weebly site from scratch, a Wix site from scratch. And probably, I won't be doing a WordPress.org site from scratch because that's not possible, but I'll start to now delve further and further and further into these various website platforms. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed the series. Dynamic online service is available to do your Wix, Weebly, WordPress.com or WordPress.org, either full setups for you or to go in and edit any of the material that you might previously have set up. We can add in WooCommerce products and orders. We do a lot of post-marketing work, so people will come to us with sites they've already had built elsewhere and I now want to start tweaking them for marketing, adding things like lead pages, plugins, and really getting down on their SEO and actually putting a whole lot more SEO information in and configuring their SEO properly, which a lot of developers and designers don't do. And virtually, and I say, my page here isn't working, so we'll go in and start to edit content and things like that. So give us a call. You can go to dynamiconlineservice.com and contact us through there. And we offer the first 30 minutes of any chat complimentary, and then we can tell you how we can help you. So have a great day, and thanks for listening.